everybody. A very, very rare time that I stream at this time. But it's the transfer deadline day. We have officially got under 3 hours left of transfers. Look, I've even got the mic very close to me this time. My review video was very, very quiet, so I figured that the mic's going to just be a little bit closer this time. I just have to turn it down a little bit because I can even hear my own speaker from here. So don't have to blast your ears out. It's good to see a lot of you here, actually. Charlie, HTAFC, Thunderball, welcome. Jack, welcome. Honeygun, welcome. Dwoy, welcome. It's good to see all of you. We are going to be talking through all of the transfers at the moment. Now, I did want to do in a PowerPoint presentation, and I said did because I've not finished it. But what we're going to do is that we're going to go through half the teams via a PowerPoint presentation, so it looks all professional. Then we're going to screen capture my sources, and basically we're going to surf through the web to go through some confirmed transfers, and we'll look at some rumours that way. Right, I'm just going to do a little check quickly, just to check if there's any, what's the right word? Just to check if there's any echo in the stream at the moment. I tell you what, the audio sounds clean. It sounds clean on this. Yes, we're going to talk about the confirmed signings in a minute. And I'll tell you guys, let me guys know the best signing that your club has done and the most, just the best signing out of all of the championship in general. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are talking about the controversy of Derby and Birmingham. I mean, I've pretty much gone through as much as I needed to go through the controversy in that one. Okay, I guess the best way to do this is that we'll just get started. Now, I can't remember if I've actually captured the presentation. Let me just check. It's not going to show it, but it should show now. There we go. So, what I am going to do is start the slide show. Now, I can't actually change anything, midway. So I'm just going to see how it looks live. I'm just checking that my face isn't on the way as well. I mean, I can't actually make some changes. So just waiting how this goes. Moment of truth now. Can it work? Come on. Oh, it doesn't show. That's ridiculous. Okay, well, there's no point of me doing the slideshow because unfortunately it won't show properly. I mean, unless what I could do is adjust it a little bit. I might quickly do that actually. Hang on a minute, guys. But in the meantime, guys, how are you guys doing? How's your day been? If you've not seen my review video, do make sure all of you check it out because we go through quite a lot. Right, that's actually perfect. I actually didn't think it would take this little adjusting actually. Lewis to Leeds, here we go. Well, we'll talk about the rumours. We'll look through the internet. We'll see how credible all these sources and rumours are. So, let's just go through one slide at a time. Okay, so I'm going to move my head out of the way. In fact, I'm going to actually get rid of my face just so you can read it. So here are the latest transfer arrivals so far. Now, these are all the transfers in the transfer show that were made before transfer deadline day. So the specific thing about all of these players, these were deals made in the last couple of days, but not today. So we had Tim Close joining Bristol City as a centre-back. I think that's good for experience. I did touch on it on my score predictions video. Lyle Taylor, I think, is a great signing. And Birmingham go through this stage where they have a new strike partnership and they, things seem to be going well. But I said the same thing when Hogan walked with Troy Deeney and then the goals started drying out. But if Lyle Taylor can offer something different for this Birmingham side, I think it'll be a great signing. Junior Bakuna as well, joining Birmingham from Rangers. Didn't make many appearances in Rangers, but he's got plenty of championship experience playing at Huddersfield Town. So I'm really excited to see how he goes on. Charlie Kirk was one of the players I talked about in my transfer rumours. He has officially joined Blackpool in the last couple of days from Charlton. Gianjo Fuchs has left Dundee United to join Peterborough United on an undisclosed fee. Andy Carroll I put down veteran striker, which I think sums it up perfectly. He has joined West Brom. Now, following that, Del DK's got a 2-month injury. I think it's a hamstring injury. Carroll, I don't think is the worst replacement in the world. I honestly think he could be pretty good in terms of offering something a little bit different. He's a tall striker as well, and I think he can chip in with a good couple of goals. It's good to see a lot of you in the stream. I will respond to comments whilst I go through the slides. Jordan Hugo joins Cardiff. Likewise with Lyle Taylor, scored on his debut. And he's interesting, Jordan Hugo, because obviously we've seen him in many championship clubs over the years. Is Cardiff going to be the one where he can get, a lot of his play time again? I mean, for what I saw when he played for Cardiff yesterday, actually, he did quite well. So I hope for Jordan Hugo's sake that he has a good part of his season there. But there's always that level of inconsistency with him, and I really hope he has a really good period of the season. Alfie Dougherty joins Cardiff on loan. That's a good signing for me, following that they lost Ryan Giles. That left midfield position is now fixed. It's now filled in with Alfie Dougherty, who has got plenty of experience. Ryan Hedges has joined Blackburn from Aberdeen. For what I heard, he's promising, but is very injury prone. But Blackburn's midfield is already pretty stacked, so I think it's just increasing depth. And Finley Burns was one of the last few that I heard from yesterday. Man City centre-back and youth player joined Swansea on loan. Okay, so we're going to go through, we've just been through the latest transfer arrivals so far. Let's go through the latest transfer departures. Now, these departures have taken place in the last couple of days, but not today specifically. So Josh Harrop has left Preston to join Fleetwood. I did expect him to leave Preston on a loan deal. He does so every year. He's been to Ipswich previously. He's obviously joined Fleetwood this year. Toby Sibbick has left Barnsley to join Hearts. Connor Masterson is always another player that leaves one of their championship teams on a loan deal, and he's joined Gillingham, and obviously he's going to be playing with Neil Harris. If you've not heard the news today, Neil Harris is the new Gillingham manager, which I think is interesting. Wesley Gibello leaves Coventry to join US Bologna for a free transfer. João Carvalho leaves Nottingham Forest to join Olympiacos on an undisclosed fee, which I think is a real shame because I really hoped for him that something would turn out for him, but clearly nothing has. And Jordi David, he leaves QPR to join Fortuna Dusseldorf. Right, so these are all the transfers that have been made before deadline day. Now we're going to go through all the deadline day signings so far. Bang. Look at all of this. It's crazy how many things can happen in one day. I know you can just see in a tiny bit of a corner that deadline day is just kind of tucked away a little bit, but we'll do it like this, I think. I think that's going to work. Okay. So, Lise Mousset joined Salernitana. I mean, that rumour was going around quite a long while, and it's just been confirmed today. It doesn't surprise me too much. I hope he has a good time in Serie A. Freddie Woodman joins Bournemouth. Interesting move. Very interesting move. I'm interested to see if he's the number one goalkeeper and if Mark Travis is going to keep his place, because he is healthy competition now. One of the biggest signings of today for me was Tino Anurin leaving Chelsea but joins Huddersfield on loan. I love he's got an opportunity in the Championship. I remember still seeing him playing his senior debut against Everton, and he looked really, really promising. He's definitely one of those players which I'm glad he's been given an opportunity to play in the Championship. I think he can really relish with Huddersfield. Huddersfield, you should be excited for a player that will work hard, works hard off the ball, and he has got something about him when he holds the ball as well. So be on the lookout for him. He'll be a really good player. Bambo Diaby, he's now gone past his drugs ban. He's actually joined Preston. So Preston had two players on trial or training trial. You know, they had Connor Wickham and Bambo Diaby. Of course, Connor Wickham's left recently, but Diaby can now join Preston following his ban has now ended. Jamal Blackman returns to English football. He was actually playing, I think, with Los Angeles in MLS, but he's now joined Huddersfield Town on a free transfer. Bess Lubala, he leaves Blackpool to join Northampton on a loan deal. Marcus Brown, doesn't surprise me, he's actually left Middlesbrough to join Oxford, but a bit surprised it's not a loan deal, it's a permanent deal. Nathaniel Phillips, Liverpool defender, joins Bournemouth on loan. I mean, Bournemouth are just getting some fantastic signings. They've had a pretty good season, but it could have been better. And with these signings now, they're making a really, really big statement, which I'm really excited for Bournemouth to see how they perform in the second half of the season. Now, this name. I'll tell you what, guys. If I get to 950 subs tonight, I'm going to try and say that name of the person from Fenerbahce who's joined Hull. But I'm not going to try at the moment because it'll be insulting to him. So if we get 23 subs in this stream, I'll try and say that long name. It's nearly as long as my name. But he leaves Fenerbahce to join Hull City on loan. Simon Sluga, in fact, back onto the Hull City signing. Obviously, now that their transfer ban is, kind of their embargo has been lifted, they can now sign players as well, which is really exciting for Hull. It's a shame that it probably came at a period a little bit too late for them. Simon Sluga leaves Luton to join Ludogorets. That's a really sad one for me because I remember watching Simon Sluga and the way he's grown into Luton Town and how he's grown as a goalkeeper really does inspire, I think, a lot of people. So I'm a bit sad for him that he's leaving Luton, but he's had a really good ride. Charlie Good has joined Sheffield United from Brentford. Someone who's just not being played enough, and I think decently experienced enough in the Championship. Jed Steer has now joined Luton. He is now the replacement of Simon Sluga. Now, I just remember his penalty shootout performance when Aston Villa played West Brom, and I tell you what, he was absolutely insane. So I think he'll be a fantastic signing for Luton Town. I'm really excited to see how he goes on. Hayden Coulson has joined Peterborough on loan very recently from Middlesbrough. I don't think too much about it. I don't think he's going to be a game-changing player. Reece Brown has very recently left Huddersfield to join Peterborough, so Peterborough have got another player in. Glenn Ree has left Luton to join Wigan Athletic. Amin Bassi has left Metz to join Barnsley. And I'm just going to scroll down a bit because there's one more transfer that I've not talked about yet. And that, literally happened about 10 minutes ago, is Kiefer Moore. He is officially a Bournemouth player. It has been confirmed on Cardiff and Bournemouth's Twitter page. Exciting stuff, and honestly, it might not even end here. Now, I know we've got some Cameroon looking like thing. Now, I'm going to actually have to adjust this a little bit because the width is just a bit too wide there. Right, this is going to be quite difficult. In fact, this will work. Yeah, this is going to have to do it. Right, well, that's perfect. Might even be able to get my face back this time. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move my face down here, bottom right. Okay, so what we're going to go through now is we're going to go through most of the teams in the Championship, go through their ins and outs and the latest rumours associating with them as well. Now, I've done this for every club up to Millwall. Now, after Millwall, I'm going to go through the internet and we'll look at some rumours together. People asking for mods and stuff. I'll go through all of that later. What are you guys saying before we move on? Reece Brown, you betrayer, says Thunderball. Lewis on the rumoured pass. Well, you don't know. We'll find out. Huddersfield have a real knack of signing ex-Leeds. They do. Levi to Leeds in the summer? Maybe. Leo Duriz, under 23, has gone to AC Monza. I did see that, but because he's under 23s, I've not included it. My dad's applied to tickets on Sky VIP for Forest QPR and Spurs Man United. Whew, that's good. That's very good. Josh Koroma set to leave Huddersfield. Right, well, I've not seen that. I don't think I've included it in the rumours, but if we've got time, we can go through latest rumours so far. Yeah. Okay. At the moment, we can just go through all the signings. I was just seeing if we've missed anything in chat. Ethan, welcome. Right, we're going to go through at least half of the clubs in this format, and then we're going to go through online. So the first club, Barnsley. They made the very recent signing of Amin Bassi. I mean, don't know much about him. He's from Metz. Yeah, is he going to save Barnsley from going down? For me, you know, I think they needed more. Barnsley needed to do way more than this. They've also let go of Ben Williams, Toby Sibic and Dominic Freesia. I mean, in terms of first team players, Dominic Freesia is the one that stands out for me. Just, I think he left with like personal terms and stuff, and they couldn't find a replacement. Not great, isn't it? Now, the rumours is interesting. Domingos Quina is interesting. Now, I have heard that he's having a medical at Barnsley. So, we'll look onto Twitter as well, because I think Twitter is going to be very important when we keep track of these transfers so far. So, I was just reading something else here. Okay, nothing there. And then Owen Otasoe is interesting because I think it was Watford and Barnsley, or it was another championship club. It may have been Hull and Barnsley, actually. They're linked with this guy from America. And is he American? I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure he's playing for Club Brugge at the moment. Once again, a bit of an unknown player who could go into Barnsley. Could be a good impact player. I think he's a very young player. But he wouldn't be, I think, the key to help Barnsley right now. They needed to make more of a statement for me. Now we've got Birmingham. So, Birmingham being a lot more busy. You would think Birmingham would have been in the bottom three trying to get out of it. But they got Junior Bacuna in, Onel Hernandez on a loan, Lyle Taylor on a loan, Taylor Richards on a loan, and Tedden Mendy also on a loan as well. Now, what's interesting is the people they've left as well. Chuck Saneke being one, Riley McGree being one, and it's a blow that he's actually joined another championship club in Middlesbrough. Dion Sanderson, Matthias Sarkic, and Tahith Chong being big players that have left Birmingham completely. It's a shame, but with the effort they've actually got to get these players in, on loan deals as well, so it's very short term, but they can easily work with them to try and get them permanently. Loan FC, yeah. I think Dwight's hit the nail on the head. It's definitely Loan FC there. Now, rumours I put a question mark because out of the latest resources I found, Birmingham look like a team who are being very, very quiet in this last transfer deadline day. They've not got players that they want to let go. I mean, they have let go a couple of players, but in terms of the final hours, I've not heard of anyone as of now, and they're not intending to sign anymore. So that's why I have got the question mark there. Jack thinks Chong will be back soon. I hope Chong goes back because it's a shame because that injury really held him back there. Here comes Blackburn. Now, Blackburn a little bit quieter. I think the most interesting part is the rumours part. So the signings they've made is Dinan Markande. They've got Ryan Hedges in and Zaveo Zifuk on loan. Very interesting name to say. The outgoings are not too major. Hayden Carter and Tyler Maguire. Nearly said Toby Maguire there. Tyler Maguire, he's left on loan. Now, the rumours I want to go over, because Joe Rothwell, he looks like that Bournemouth were going to try and get him. But the deal's collapsed. But Rangers are now the club that are more likely to sign Joe Rothwell in. You know, people are confident that Joe Rothwell was actually going to join Bournemouth at one stage. But I think the deal had collapsed. And Rangers look like they are in the running now to get him in. I don't know if they're going to get him signed in time, but they're the favourites at the moment. And Ryan Giles on loan, I've heard he has travelled to Ewood Park for a medical. So if that does happen, Ryan Giles to Blackburn is an insane signing if they put this off. Diego Costa, free agent? Well, you don't know. It just depends where he wants to go, to be honest. Right, we'll be going through Huddersfield in a minute, Blue Terrier. We're just going to go through alphabetically. So, Blackpool. They've got Jake Beasley in. They got Owen Dale in from Crewe Alexandra. And Charlie Kirk just recently on a loan deal. In terms of deals that they've lost, Tyrese John Giles and Ryan Wintle have returned. Well, not to their parent club specifically. Well, in fact, yes, they would in that case. Ryan Wintle's back to Cardiff. John Jules is back to Arsenal. Lubala has left on a loan. Dimitri Mitchell has joined Hibernian in the Scottish League. And Teddy Howe has also left on, well, not on loan, but he's left as well. So, the rumours that I found are interesting. Josh Bowler to Nottingham Forest is a very interesting rumour to me. Cameron Brannigan. Now, you would probably have heard this guy if you saw my Colchester United career mode. Because he was one of the players that I had a nightmare to try and deal with on my career mode recently. I played Oxford, and Brannigan was a nightmare for me to deal with. Now, Blackpool have had 3 bids rejected from Oxford with Brannigan. I don't know if Oxford are willing to let him go. But look at the summer window between Oxford and Blackpool. I think they've definitely have got an interest sold. They just got to try and neutralise a good enough deal for both parties. And Oliver Norburn's a wild card because I've been hearing news stories that he wants to leave Peterborough by his personal reasons, and his preferred destination would be to go to Blackpool. Bit of a bizarre choice, but I don't know, maybe he's got family living in Blackpool potentially, but that is the latest news on Blackpool. I thought they were going to be a little bit quiet, but clearly not. Right, so Bournemouth, obviously I actually made a very recent change, putting Kiefer Moore into the in section. Cameron is ex-Liverpool apparently, says Charlie Brown. Well, I guess that's how he's got his talent. James Hill, they got in from Fleetwood. Ethan Laird, Freddie Woodman, Nathaniel Phillips are loan deals. Now, I've not been able to look at Kiefer Moore. I have belief that they've got him in permanently. Now, breaking news just in. Bournemouth have made another signing. And I'm going to actually make the change now. It was one of the guys in the rumours section, and he has now joined Bournemouth literally 50 seconds ago. This is exclusive. Siriki Dembele, no more in the rumours. You are now in the ins section. Wow, I'm so glad I caught this live. And that's the beauty of doing these live late streams. Official breaking news, Siriki Dembele is officially a Bournemouth player on a permanent deal from Peterborough United. Not a loan, it is a permanent deal. Wow. And right now, I think, Kiefer Moore, also permanent, not a loan deal. Bournemouth are smashing it in this transfer window, it's fair to say. I mean, in the meantime, let's just talk about the other rumours. So, Todd Cantwell, very heavily linked. It's believed he's even had a medical. So right now at the moment, I'm just going to keep my eye on Bournemouth's Twitter page. I think it's their 4th signing today, which is amazing. But Kiefer Moore, in fact, I actually need to get rid of Kiefer Moore. So the only one left that is rumoured to join is Todd Cantwell, which is unbelievable, to be honest. Wow. Bournemouth has smashed it. That's all I can say. Now, Bristol City. Now, the rumours is probably the most interesting part. So, they got Tim Close in. They got Tyreek Backinson out. He's joined Ipswich and also my Colchester United career mode team. But the rumours are interesting. So, Nahki Wells to Cardiff. Now, he is probably going to be the replacement of Kiefer Moore. I think that's what Cardiff see in him. Now, Kiefer Moore's not had a great season, only scoring 5 goals. So I understand why he's earned to move, but it's a bit surprising why it's Bournemouth. But definitely for Detfeld, definitely want another striker in this place, because James Cons would technically be the number 1 striker now, and God help Cardiff if that's the case. So Nahki Wells could be a good replacement. Casey Palmer is also rumoured to join Cardiff on a loan, which I think is very interesting. I think a bit of a different player for the way that Cardiff play, but I think it'll be a great signing for Cardiff if they can pull it off. And Antoine Semenyo is also linked with a move away. I think, briefly, Bournemouth were linked with him. But I think Watford are now the latest team that I've seen linked with Semenyo. I mean, we are looking at 2.5 hours left of its window. Anything can still happen. But if they lose all 3 of his players, Bristol City will be significantly weaker. Now, Cardiff City. This is interesting to me. So, we've got Lone FC in Birmingham. We've definitely got Lone FC in Cardiff too. So, Cody Drameh, Tommy Doyle, Alfie Dougherty, Jordan Hugo and Ryan Rindle have all joined. In the outs, Ryan Giles, but I'm now actually going to include Kiefer Moore because obviously in the last couple of minutes, he has confirmed a move to Bournemouth. Now, the rumours is interesting. Kieran Brown to Oxford, a player, a very young defender who, I think does need a move away. But the one that interests me the most is Uche Piezu, because I've heard so many contrasting stories on this move. Now, Uche Piezu was linked with Millwall, but now it's linked to Cardiff. He's linked with both teams now, basically. I don't know why. I think, once again, Cardiff trying to find a replacement And I could have put Naki Wells there, but I'm going to put Uche Piezu as well in their rumours, because they just need to find a striker, and I think they will get a striker win. Sean Maguire's also interesting, but I think Preston won't let him go. I don't see them, letting Sean Maguire go at this time, at least. How many loans are you allowed? That's a good question. I need to actually look at the rules for that. But for what I know, I think as long as it's in profit and sustainability rules, because obviously wages play a part in it as well, just as long as you still are within that, maybe as many as you can. The new rule is 6. Oh, I didn't actually know that. Thank you, Charlie. So that would be 5 loans from Cardiff. So pretty close to the limit then. Oh, that's for the Premier League. Oh yeah, it could be different in the EFL. I definitely need to look into that. I'm interested in that. Apparently, Naki Wells to Cardiff is off, according to reports on social media. We need to keep hold of Semenyo at all costs. Him alongside Martin Environment is deadly. Yes, I agree. Most definitely agree for a Bristol City perspective. Right. Okay, Coventry've been very quiet, so I can make this one very brief. They got Jay Bidwell in. I think a good signing. Turns to the main players that got out. Tyler Walker's joined Portsmouth. Josh Pasca's joined Newport. And then rumours, once again, seen none. Literally seen no rumours with Coventry. I was expecting more transfer speculation on the likes of Hamer, O'Hare, maybe even Waghorn, Gyökeres maybe, but at the moment, hearing nothing from Coventry. Is Siviki Dembele a loan or what? No, it's a permanent deal. I thought it would be a loan deal, but clearly Bournemouth have found a way to sign him permanently. But what a loss that is for Peterborough United, by the way. I said in my review video that I think they're going down. I am almost 100% going to put money on the line and say they will be going down. Right, I'm just looking at stuff. Okay, Derby is going to be very brief again because I can't sign players due to the fresh embargo. But the players they lost is devastating. Marshall, Jagielka, Shinnie and Baldock. 3 of those 4 players are key, first team players. I think I did see someone comment this as well, but Sam Cosgrove has joined Wimbledon, by the way. I've just got the news thing on my phone. Now, for rumours part, I think it was Dwyer who talked about Luke Planche to Palace. I did see those reports. I can't update you if Palace are any closer or not, but, nothing would be more attractive for him right now, for the young player that he is, to join a Premier League club. Tom Lawrence has been linked, but I think the administrators want him, to stay. So that doesn't really surprise me at the moment. Peterborough probably going down now. Bournemouth are splashing the cash. They really are. Bournemouth are really flexing their muscles at the moment. Okay, we've only got a couple left that I've actually animated. Fulham, very quiet again. Not signed anyone in, but I don't think they needed to. Cyrus Christie is the only departure. He has joined Swansea on a loan. Now, rumours part is interesting. Fabio Carvalho to Liverpool. These rumours have been going around in the past couple of days. I didn't talk about it in my transfer show, but definitely today they've been spiralling a little bit. And another one that's a little bit out the blue, which is a bit surprising, is Terence Congolo to Sunderland. If Sunderland can pull this off, it's a good signing. But at the moment, I don't know who would join at the moment. They've got no manager at the moment. They've been spanked 6-0 by Bolton. But if they can pull this deal off, I think that's a good coup for Sunderland to do that. CR7 to Cov, is it true? Hi, Matt. Welcome to the stream. We'll go back to Coventry because we were just talking about how Coventry has had a really quiet window. So quiet, in fact, that even if I look at the latest news reports, there's not even any main rumours circulating on this Coventry side. I was thinking, could Sheaf get interest? Could O'Hare get interest? Hamer, Gyökeres even at one stage could get interest as well, but there's really been nothing going on. Jake Bidwell is the big, main money signing that you got in on a free, which I think is a good bit of business. And in terms of the outgoings, I guess the bigger one, you would argue, would be Tyler Walker. But very, very quiet window, which could be their downfall, but it could also be a bit of a blessing in disguise and just a bit of reinsurance that Mark Roberts has got faith in the squad. And if anything, if they don't need to get all these players in, then, why splash all this cash when they don't need to? Right, so we've just been through Fulham. Now Huddersfield. Now, obviously, Huddersfield, I like their recruitments. I really like who they've got in. Blackman on a free. He's played at Los Angeles, I think, and now he's joined back to the Championship as Huddersfield's new goalkeeper. He's played at Rotherham. I think that was the most recent Championship stint that he's done. So he's got experience. There's no doubt about it in the Championship. Doesn't surprise me. Not always a bad thing to have a quality with. Yeah, completely agree with that. 100%, Matt. But the big signing for me for Huddersfield is Tino Anurin. And I will almost dare say they're going to be the underrated team, Huddersfield, in the season, but also with their transfer business. I think Bournemouth are on course to have the best transfer window. But you've got to give Huddersfield credit. Anurin could be such a steal. I've seen him in Chelsea, and I know exactly what he can offer, and I know exactly how he can slot in very, very quickly with this Huddersfield side as well. So I'm excited for Huddersfield to see how he's going to thrive in the Championship. He's been, craving a Championship experience for so long. I've wanted him to have a Championship experience, and I'm now so pleased for him he's got this chance. Very recent departure, Reece Brown has joined Peterborough, but I don't think, if I got to be honest, it's really going to affect their season. Kieran Phillips has left on a loan, Matty Daly on a loan, and Romani Critchlow has also left on a loan. Now, I've seen a couple of people report Carol Eiting reunion for Huddersfield. Potentially, that's what I've seen, but I'm more or less interested on Morgan Rogers. Now, Morgan Rogers was Bournemouth's player, but there is a chance Man City can recall him and then sell him to another club. I've got to keep my eye on that one because there's so many other clubs who've been linked with him, and I just somehow found Morgan Rogers pop up in Huddersfield's news, so that's why I put him into the rumours section. It is absolutely, I'm excited. We've just got under 2.5 hours left of this window. I probably should have put a countdown somewhere just to add to the excitement, but we're going to go through a couple more teams via PowerPoint, and then we're going to do the rest of the teams via just the internet, because that's honestly going to be the quickest place to find information these days. Hull, not surprisingly, have had a very quiet transfer window because they have, weren't allowed originally to sign many players. Now, I did make a promise. If I get to 950 subs somehow by tonight, I'm going to try and pronounce the player that they got in from Fenerbahce. I am not going to even try and attempt to say his name. Rogers isn't happening, says Blue Terrier. Yeah, I didn't really think so, to be honest, because I think a lot of things would have to go their way. But I did find it on the internet. I just thought it was quite interesting. Their biggest departure, well, their only departure, at least, Hull, is Josh McGuinness. He's joined Wigan. And yeah, the rumours is interesting. Keane Lewis Potter's been linked with Spurs for quite some time. So if Spurs pull this off, I think it'll be a good coup. Now, you may be wondering why I've got Grant McCann over there. But I've seen recent news that Grant McCann could be very much a hot favourite to be Sunderland's new manager. That's what I've seen. If he's Sunderland's manager, they might want to get a promotion party started. Ryan Longman, now the reason I got him there is not because I don't think he's been sold, but there is rumours that I think he's going to stay Hull permanently from Brighton. So that's why he's there. And Harvey White's interesting because Harvey White is a player who I do think needs championship experience again. I remember him when he was at Leeds, actually, a couple of years ago, and then he joined Spurs maybe a little bit too early, a bit similar to the Ryan Sessegnon situation, and he's just not been playing enough. So I definitely think a move back down for him would be great. Yeshua, welcome to the stream. It's good to see a lot of you here. Now, we have got a couple more clubs to go over. Luton, their business has been quite quiet, but they actually have made most of their business on transfer deadline day. Jed Steer was today, but they have lost Simon Sluga, which makes me sad because I said this at the start of the stream that I've really grown up to adore him as a goalkeeper. He's really someone who evolved from a caterpillar to a butterfly, and that makes sense, as corny as it sounds, because he was so timid to start things off. He was a nervous-wracking goal, and he's turned out to be a very, very good goalkeeper. He's joined Ludogorets, and I wish him the best of luck, honestly. But Jed Steer, just to reiterate, I always remember his unbelievable Championship playoff semi-final performance against West Brom for Aston Villa, where he saved, I think it was 2 penalties. He was absolutely incredible. So I think Luton's got a great goalkeeper on their hands. I'm really excited to see how that goes round. Loan United can only get you so far. Well, yeah, that's the thing with loans. It's very short term, but they've got to make it count. I've seen a lot of people talk about Jeff Hendrick, so you may be surprised to see Jeff Hendrick in these rumours with Middlesbrough. So, the signings that got in, Ronnie McGree, Aaron Connolly and Florian Balogun, brilliant signings. All of the three of them have already made a fantastic impact to this Middlesbrough squad. Brilliant signings. You know, maybe a bit disappointed that they didn't do anything on the deadline day itself, but I think still, regardless, great signings. If anything, what they've done in deadline day is to offload some players. Brown was off in deadline day. Coulson has been gone on deadline day to join Peterborough on loan. Stojanovic and Ono Hernandez are the players that have left on loan as well. In terms of rumoured players, Jeff Hendrick, Kieran Clark and Jed Spence are the people I put down in the rumours. Jeff Hendrick's interesting. Now, I definitely think Jeff Hendrick and Kieran Clark definitely want to move on from Newcastle. Would Middlesbrough be a good option? You know, I think Hendrick in the Championship, it will be very interesting because he's been an inconsistent player with Newcastle for when I've seen him play in the Premier League. And Kieran Clark, I think an all-rounded, very experienced centre-back, I think it actually would be okay. So, very interesting rumours here. Now, Millwall was the last team I was able to complete in time before the live stream today. You may be wondering why I couldn't just finish it. Well, I made a promise actually to someone that I'd actually go to the gym tonight. So that's why I actually have to make this stream a little bit quick and snappy. So, it's basically very, very quiet again. Oliver Burke, they got in from loan, which I think is a good signing. Matt Smith and John Dede Bavarsson are the big departures from Millwall. Both to lower league clubs. Matt Smith to League 2 Salford, which surprised me. And Budvarsson to League 1 Bolton, and has already made a fantastic impact. Now, Uche Piezu is the one I put in the rumours. I've talked about this recently. Piezu's just been jumping around from club to club, Cardiff being one, Millwall being another one. Which club is he going to be finalised and he's going to go to? So, keep your eyes on Nick Piezu. I would definitely understand if Cardiff get him in. I don't think Millwall are in any hurry to get any of them in. Right, so before I actually move on to the internet, I'm actually going to be checking my Twitter very quickly because that's honestly going to be the best way for me to check if there's anything going around. I don't think there's any news. I'm surprised Bournemouth have not announced another signing by this time, to be honest. I've already talked about Sam Cosgrove, Charlie Good I've already talked about. Yeah. So, what we're going to do now is that I'm going to go online to the source where I actually got this information from. So, this should work like this. Yeah, and in fact, I'm actually going to adjust the size of this as well. So, bear with me, guys. There we go. In fact, actually, that was perfect. So, Nottingham Forest next. So the players they got in, Richie Laria and Steve Cook, I think are great signings. And Keenan Davis is good as well. Harry Arter, I think, will be good for squad depth. I know a lot of people are not happy about that with off-the-field stuff. But sometimes you've got to put that aside. Right, a recent bit of news on Blackpool. Joe Nuttall, what a name, has completed a move to Scunthorpe. So that's a recent transfer that has happened whilst streaming. Now, the players that they've lost, the biggest ones at least, are João Carvalho. Carl Jenkinson. Like, who remembers Carl Jenkinson being one, first team fullback from Arsenal? He's now joined Melbourne City. His career's just fallen down a cliff. Lyle Taylor has left he's joined Birmingham, of course. Now, Jordan Asai Tutu, I know it says Arsenal there, but I have seen recently he has joined Rotherham, which I think is a really, really good signing. Bournemouth has signed Dembele, said Peter Brown TV. Yes, we caught it live as well on this stream as well. So, definitely, what can I say? It was definitely a big moment of this stream. So, gone through the ins and outs. So, what I'm going to go through is that I'm going to look at the most recent news of Nottingham Forest and see if there's anything there. So, we talked about Josh Bowler. So, let's actually see, from official quotes and news. So, this is from Nottinghamshire Live. Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth are currently going at it to saying Josh Bowler. God, if Bournemouth get Josh Bowler, they'll be almost spoiled for choice. Reds were edging ever closer to signing Everton wide man, so that's going to signify Forest. You can see it, right? Actually, I haven't checked. No, you can see it. Brilliant. So Alan Nixon is the journalist involved in this one. He seems to be all right. Oh, I've not talked about Surridge. Yes, right. I have to talk about Surridge. I'm actually glad that image has popped up. Surridge was one of the most, what do you call it? The Aubameyang moment of, the championship. He was odds on going to be Cardiff's new striker. But Forest have completely hijacked the move. And now, Surridge looks like he's going to be a Nottingham Forest player. If Surridge joins Forest, that would be a brilliant signing. I know he's not being at his best for Stoke, but I think he'd be actually a good signing for Nottingham Forest if they can get him in properly. No, I have nothing but good things to say to Sam Surridge there. What do chat have to say? They've not said anything else based on the reports. Okay. Right, Peterborough. They actually have been quite busy. So Ballymumba they got in recently. Callum Morton earlier on. Reece Brown very recently. Joe Taylor, Giando Fuchs. Stephen Bender I think is their best signing actually in goal. I think he was brilliant in goal actually in their last game against Sheffield United. And Coulson was their most recent one that they got in from Middlesbrough. The players that they lost, so the main ones was Pim for me and Idris Kanu to Northampton too. Pim's interesting because there was just like a falling out going on. There's clearly a lot of tension there. So this one's about Brown. Yep. At the moment, it looks like they're only going to talk about Reece Brown. So it could be another scenario where there's no more news for Peterborough. It sounds like to me Peterborough have already made their signings in this window. But it wouldn't surprise me if they make another signing to try and fill the void of Siriki Dembele, if that makes sense. So we'll say that we don't have any rumours with that. Preston have got a very interesting shame on Cardiff. Shame on Cardiff. I was going to say, yeah, shame on Cardiff indeed. Yeah, that what a U-turn that was for Sam Surridge, definitely. Your signing's okay. Yeah, I'd say your signing's okay. Steve Bender, I think, is a really good coup. That would be insane. It would be. Bournemouth and Fulham have the cash at QPR, but we need to spend. Oh, you're talking about Leeds and Forest and starts over 2023. Ooh, yeah, that would be brilliant. Okay, Preston. They got Cameron Archer in, Bambo Diaby after his drugs ban has now expired. And yeah, that's pretty much the two main players they got in. Wickham has left, doesn't surprise me. Jordan Story's left for Sheffield Wednesday. Jacob Holland Wilkinson has left for Bamber Bridge, what a name. Jamie Thomas has left for Halifax in the National League. And Josh Harrop recently has left to join Fleetwood, which I just talked about in the start of the stream. Let's see if Preston have got any rumours going round. Transfer window update. Okay, Preston FC are not going to give rumours. Okay, looks like nothing at the moment. They're talking about they've got a game tomorrow, haven't they? So that's going to be in the way, isn't it? It could be another one where all their signings are already done. I mean, this is what I was talking about with that Sean Maguire thing. So close this. Preston reject Cardiff approach for Maguire whilst McCarthy enters the frame for Sunderland. Oh my gosh, if Mick McCarthy's in League One, scenes. Preston have rejected a transfer deadline day offer for Sean Maguire. So it was clear to me that they knew for a long while, Cardiff, that they were going to lose Kiefer Moore and they were just trying to get a championship striker. They tried Maguire first and said no, pretty much. What's everyone saying for Derby and Huddersfield? I mean, I predicted a 1-1 draw, I think. Huddersfield will bottle it, says Charlie. He's saying 2-1, 1-1. I think is the new chant for Blue Terry. I mean, if he rejoins Huddersfield, what a signing that would be. That's pretty much all I can really say. I think now we're getting to the tail end of the window now. We're not really starting to, see anything really right now. I think we've gone through the really busy part of the window. We've still got, I would say, 2 hours left. So still got a little bit of time. But at the moment, I don't think at the moment we're going to get some big signings, in the next couple of hours or so. Just saw a recent rumour of Phil Jones going to Bordeaux, apparently. I thought that might be quite interesting for you. Any QPR rumours? I'll look into that. Are you streaming till the deadline? I wish I could, but literally, Giddy Fries just texted me now and wants to see me in the gym. So I'm going to go through the rest of the teams and we'll just end it there because, I've been streaming for nearly an hour actually. Well, look how busy QPR have been. So they've got David Marshall and Sanderson in. I'm not going to count the end of loans things actually. So in fact, in terms of players they're going to get, it's only Marshall and Sanderson that they've got in. In terms of players they've let go, Kelman, David, classic players that go on loan, staying with Masterson and Dylan Bounce to Yeovil in the National League. Now, QPR. Let's see if there's any rumours here. Magpies midfielder in talk with QPR. Now, is that going to be Jeff Hendrick? Yes, so we found Jeff Hendrick linked with Middlesbrough, but now it looks like he's also linked with QPR. He's in talks with QPR about a possible deadline day move away. Dan Burns set to become the 5th player. Yes, that makes sense. Woodman's John Bournemouth. Yeah. Hendrick looks like he'll be his way out. Okay, get rid of that. QPR in advanced talks with the Irishman. They're confident. Be able to tie the deal. Well, it looked like Middlesbrough were on head, but maybe they pulled out of it. Newcastle have been trying to move out Kieran Clark and Jamal Lewis. Now, who was linked with Lewis? It may have been Huddersfield actually. I can't remember who was linked with Jamal Lewis, but I did look at it quite recently. Yeah. So right now we could see a lot of players leave Newcastle, and that's really going to be interesting. QPR left disappointing in pursuit of Championship winger. Who's this one? Jamie Patterson. Now, so rumour, QPR have missed out of signing Jamie Patterson. Oh, that is not good. So Patterson's facing an uncertain future at Swansea. We know that. Unhappy at the club, did not improve returns when triggering a 12-month extension. So there's a disagreement on the contract extension, which is a really bad situation in general. Reports claim that QPR, along with Blackburn and Bournemouth, were interested for Patterson. He looks like he'll not be moving to QPR and be revealing the club had been able to reach a deal with Swansea. Right, okay. It looks like at the moment Swansea are going to keep hold of him. So pretty much no change there, but it was clear clubs were interested, but they just couldn't tie the deal away. Okay. Clark and Lewis could be asked by how rejecting others. Maybe QPR were also linked with all of those then. QPR poised to beat Middlesbrough. You see, there we go. That's going to be on Hendrick. Like I just talked about there. Yeah, Jeff Hendrick. So, new rumours suggest that QPR are going to edge Middlesbrough. Interesting. Right, we've not got too many clubs left. I am going to go through quite quickly. So, for Reading, Carl Hine, Andy Carroll are the players that got in. Andy Carroll is now officially gone, isn't he? He's joined West Brom. Raphael's gone as well. So, Carl Hine is pretty much the only player that got in. They're placed in an embargo as well, so they can't really get some signings in. George Puskas, I think, is going to be moving away. I'll just quickly dash on the rumours and see if there's anything away. Stoke City closing on swap deal. What's this one? Tom Ince is in his final month of the contract at Stoke City. Stoke City are putting in a swap deal with Liam Moore to Tom Ince. That is a good signing for both players if this goes round. Different positions entirely. Maybe Stoke just need all the centre options that they can. I mean, we know the story with Liam Moore with Reading. He's been stripped of his captaincy and he's not been happy about it. If Tom Ince joins Reading, that would be a really good signing. I'd be a huge fan of that if I was a Reading fan, if he was joining that. Okay, Sheffield United. So the signings they got in, so Good was deadline day. Davies has joined as well, which was earlier on. Players that they let go was Veritz, Burp and Lise Mousse, and obviously Olsen as well joining Aston Villa. I was just going to see if there's anything else on Twitter. Broom has joined League One side Wimbledon on a permanent transfer. I tell you what, Wimbledon are making a lot of signings, aren't they? Let's look at Sheffield United. So, Italian club can set to move. Oh, right. What's this on Sander Berge? Quiet window. Okay. Venezia has been linked with him. I think he deserves better than Venezia, Sander Berge. Yeah, I think, yeah. Attempts to lure Berge has been rejected by the owner. Yeah. I mean, interesting, but I don't think Berge is going to be let go. Ooh, now, Freeman's an interesting one. That's going to be Luke Freeman, isn't it? I think Luton, yeah, Luton were linked with him. I didn't see him, actually, in Luton's news, but I did hear about it. Luke Freeman to Luton would be a really, really good signing if they can pull this off. I'd be a huge fan of that as well. I know he's 29, but he's got so much potential. I remember him to this day for what he did with QPR. Whew. He did absolutely amazing. What do you mean Premier League agreement? Who's that to? Oh, Charlie Good. Oh, of course. Duh. Completely forgot the marquee signing from them in the deadline day. Right. Stoke. Well, they've been busy. Jagielka, Baker, Harwood Bellis, Philogene Bides, Fielding was quite recent. And obviously the other two, end of loans, so I don't count those. Danny Bat, Adam Davis, and Dougherty are big losses. And Ostergaard too. They've lost some big players, Stoke. So maybe, for the fact that they're trying to get Liam Moore in, it's just to fill their gaps in the back line. But I think they've got a load of defensive options already. I don't think they're in that much of a crisis over it. Yeshua is saying goodbye. Thank you for turning up to the stream, by the way. Hendrick will be a permanent deal. If it does go around, I think it could be as well. I think Swansea were linked with... Lewis. To Swansea. Yeah, it could have been Swansea. Although I don't think they need a left back. No. Of course, they lost Bidwell, didn't they? No, that would make sense, actually. Okay, Stokes rumours. Liverpool transfer completed as Stoke City rivals. Okay, which one is that one going to be? I mean, I should probably know that one. Of course. Yeah, that was Nathaniel Phillips. Yeah, of course. So late swap deal. We've already talked about that. Stoke City keeper targeted by League One club. Is that Bursic? No, Nathan Broom. Oh, we've already talked about Broom. He's left to join Wimbledon. That was literally about 2 minutes ago, actually. It looks like we've already gone through all of it. Now, they're going to talk about Sam Surridge there to Forest. Yeah, we've been through all of this already, basically. We're starting to, I think, get through near the end of the transfer window. So, penultimate team, Swansea City. Harriet, Ohio. Oh, I'd take both of them. I can't pick in the moment. So, Fisher is a good signing. Christie, Wolf, Finley Burns was a very recent one. Great signings for Swansea, I think. But the people they've lost are quite big too. Cullen, Bidwell, Cooper, Whittaker, Bender, and Ethan Laird as well. Reece Williams too. They're huge losses for Swansea, and I hope it doesn't affect their strength. Okay, this is a new one. Swansea chase Shrewsbury's wing back called Nathaniel Ogbeta. Did I play again? I think I remember playing against him in Colchester United career mode, and he was a nightmare. So, part of Manchester City Academy, made 58 appearances from League One Shrewsbury in the January 2021. Set to expire at the end of the season. There we go. Swansea seeking a replacement for Jake Bidwell. So, if they can't get Lewis, I think Ogbeta will be the player. And he'd be an interesting signing. I'll be excited to see him go around to the Championship. We've seen some League One players before flop, but some really, really thrive as well. So, I hope Ogbeta is one of those players. So finally, West Brom, we're at the end. DK and Carroll, the only signs they've made. They've actually not made an outfield signing apart from the striker. Hugo's left, so very quiet with West Brom. And, God, is there any news there? Message to West Brom fans on wait on an Ishmael update. Well, a lot of it's going to be rumours of Ishmael getting sacked, isn't it? Deadline day update revealed. Right, let's look at this. Trying to show a bag of top speed. It doesn't look like Ishmael will be tipping his hand to his pocket again this month. That answers pretty much everything I need to know. Unless there's other players leaving. At the moment, I don't think we're going to see that. Right. I think that is actually all of the transfers that we've gone through. Subway being a player. What do you think of Jamal Blackman at Chelsea? Well, I just didn't think that he was going to ever crack, the number one goalkeeper, unfortunately. But from when I've seen him in other loan deals in the Championship, I really think he's been all right. Right, I'm just going to check Colchester's feed because they've got a transfer deal going on as well. I'm really sad Frank Nouble's left to join Leyton Orient. Leeds United lose. I can quickly go on their Twitter page. And actually, let's go on to the actual news page itself, and we'll go to Leeds. So we'll go to Football, Premier League, and we'll go to Leeds. Just an exclusive. Journalist drops last minute claim. Okay, it's a claim, so it's not very strong, but it might be something. Last gasp business. So Leeds. Okay, what have they got? Leeds eye at Carvalho. That'll be a big signing for them. Brendan Aronson. Yeah, I did hear about this. RB Salzburg, 10 times with 51 appearances. That's interesting. So a very big contrast, but definitely Leeds looking at people, but likely probably not going to make some signings if I'm going to be honest. I think it'll be a bit too late. Although, things can happen. We've got under 2 hours now. This has been very well presented. Thank you. I mean, I would have wanted all the slides to be finished. I just couldn't finish in time. There's just not enough hours in the day. Unfortunately. Right, it is 9:09 and I've been streaming for just under an hour, literally 59 minutes. So I actually might end here, guys. So we have got just under 2 hours to the end of a transfer window. Ben Brereton's trending. I might just check that quickly. Chile manager are reporting that Barcelona are close to signing Ben Brereton Diaz if they fail to sign Aubameyang. Right. I personally think Barcelona will get Aubameyang, so I don't think they're going to sign Ben Brereton then. Yeah, so basically, Ben Brereton Diaz is a replacement if they don't get Aubameyang in, but it looks like he's going to stay at the moment. Harry Wilson's trending. It's just linking Carvalho into it. Yeah, well, it's Fulham fans moaning that they're not getting transfers in. Okay, I think I'm going to end it here. I've been streaming for an hour. I think that's more than enough. And I also need to go to the gym as well. Right. I have to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for turning up today for this one-off stream. If you guys enjoyed it, please do give the stream a like. It's just tremendously help. If you've not subscribed to Lex Alexis or to this channel, please do so. It does really help the growth of this channel. We're 3 subs away from 930, so that could be a real possibility if we can do that. So please do that if you can, and please share this channel as well, because that is how we're going to grow together as a community. But now, wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary for Sunday on this stream, and I'll see you guys soon.